Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, it's the evening show now on Tuesday. And yeah, man, we're going to double it up. We're going to talk about the news from this morning. Nothing's changed, actually. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little short live show I did this afternoon. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, we're going to be reviewing some thoughts from Owen Hargreaves, ex-Man United, ex-England international. His prediction for the top four, the flip-flopper, is a flip-flopper. We're going to be talking about Alexandre Lacazette. I'm going to give you my opinion, repeating my opinion from the morning show, and there's some other bits and pieces kind of sandwiched in between there. Three parts of the whole on this Tuesday evening show. Oh, I can't wait for this one. It's going to be a hot one, a hot 100. Yeah, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this one. I'm not sure why I'm backing off. Pow! like that. Oh, Terry, me. You know what? Before we get into this one, guys, make sure that you do subscribe. Hit the bell notification button so you can receive almost the breaking and latest news right here on Cannon Fodder TV. Be part of the community. That's all I say. Just be part of the community. Yeah, no doubt you've probably seen, some of you would have seen that I went live later on, actually earlier this afternoon. I just kind of, I was feeling a little bit nostalgic. Thank you to John the Geezer Gooner. Yeah, we were like sending messages, and he actually sent some rare footage, man, of when we beat Man United, 1979 FA Cup final. And the video footage was like showing people, the Islington Town Hall and Upper Street. And I thought, you know what? I never did finish off my it wasn't my trilogy, but it's the history of how and when I started to support Arsenal back in the 70s. And yeah, I thought, let me just cap it off by just talking about that there. So I went live. I hope you guys did enjoy that short video there. A little bit scrappy. I didn't like do a script. I thought, yeah, I started. I actually arrived at my location like an hour before, but I got talking to a good friend of mine for an hour. I thought, like, Gabriel, man, I've got to go live, man. I've got to go live. Nice talking to you, but I've got to go live. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, just check back on the platform and you see literally Alex, what's it, Arsenal Memory Bank. Yeah, trying to get the memories out from the bank, from the brain. But anyway, we're going to be talking about this person here, Lacazette. What have you done, man? What have you done? I might need to break mid-flow because I'm expecting a parcel, and they said they were going to deliver between 4:30 and 6:30, and it's 25 to 7 now. So I'm refreshing the page. I went out upstairs, and literally there's not been any delivery just yet. So I might have to stop mid-flow, take a pause, and go and get the parcel. I need to get this parcel. All the parcels are important. All right, all right. So the first up, we'll talk about Owen Hargreaves. Owen Hargreaves makes new top four prediction. Flip flopper, such a flip flopper. After both Arsenal and Tottenham lost, Hargreaves has predicted who he thinks will make the Premier League top four after both Arsenal and Dermot Down Road suffered defeat on Saturday. Tottenham was stunned by a late Leonardo Trossard goal as Brighton snatched a 1-0 victory in North London on Saturday, meaning that they beat both Arsenal and Spurs away in the space of a week. This then handed Mikel Arteta's side the opportunity to get control. And what happened? What happened? We lost. Elsewhere in the top four race, Man United held off Norwich with a hat trick from Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, actually, I forgot to mention this. Our condolences goes out to Cristiano Ronaldo and his partner. As you want to say, I think their son passed away. I think his partner was expecting twins, and one of them didn't survive. So I'm not sure if Ronaldo watches Cannon Fodder TV. You never know in the future, we might get him onto Cannon Fodder TV, but please accept our sincere condolences. But anyway, he scored a hat trick with so many twists and turns already occurring with 6 games remaining. Hargreaves has given a fresh prediction Another prediction, flip flopper. Well, anyway, he said that they've got Chelsea. Actually, no, he says that Hargreaves believes that Tottenham will do enough to hold fourth spot, as he told another platform. Fixture-wise, it's tough for Arsenal. They struggled against Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Southampton. They've got Chelsea, West Ham United. So West Ham United, Man United, West Ham, Leeds, and Tottenham coming up. West Ham United. God damn me, Alex. Looking at Arsenal's fixtures, I'm saying no. I know they're close, but if you're losing and not scoring against Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Southampton, and you're going to struggle, it's made it really difficult for them. Tottenham are in the driving seat because they're ahead. Arsenal have that game in hand, but I think Arsenal will fall short with the fixtures. They've got Man United are just too inconsistent. Tottenham should be able to get the job done. You flip flopper, Mr. Greaves. There's no Hargreaves. You flip flopper. I don't say nothing more than that, man. Nothing more than that. Just refreshing the page, just making sure these guys are supposed to deliver like between 4:30 and 6:30 p.m. So I might have to stop mid-flow and check and see these guys are outside making sure that they deliver my parcel. I pay for it. I pay for it. Gone are the days like the Royal Mail will be delivering everything. It's all like this decentralized, isn't it? But anyway, that's what you're talking about, man. I don't know. Anyway, the second news segment is in regards to Martin Ødegaard. This made me laugh. This made me laugh. The Arsenal boss has revealed that he has been working closely with the Gunners star in particular, but the results may not come into fruition in front of the supporters for another few months. I was thinking, oh, what is it, Arteta? What is it you're doing? Mikel Arteta has explained how he has been paying extra attention to Martin Ødegaard in Arsenal training, but the Norwegian's efforts could take 3 months to become apparent. Since he made the switch from Real Madrid on a permanent basis last summer, Ødegaard has, for the most part, impressed for Gunners, not for me really, and contributed to a decent amount in terms of goal scoring with 6 strikes to his name from midfield. Arsenal fans were first introduced to the Norwegian. Remember last season when he was out actually to us on loan. But speaking to Norwegian outlet TV2, the Gunners managers shed light on the kind of training Ødegaard has recently undergone in his quest to better himself. Ooh. Arteta's working incredibly closely, specifically with Ødegaard. Thinking, right, okay, where is this? Where is this going? Where's it going? And he goes on to say, with what we are working on now, you will see in 3 or 6 months. What Martin is doing now, you do not see on the field now. We will see it in 3 months or 6 months or a year, Arteta added. Right now, you may see the results of some of what he is working on for the last 6 months. People say that he was unstable, that he could not do this or do that, but then he filled out the form. He filled out the form. Then he filled the form out. Okay, to be ready. I'm not sure what he's talking. What does he mean by that? Filled out the form? What, did he apply for a job or something? Well, actually, yeah, he came to Arsenal, didn't he? But there was actually I forgot to do it. There was a photo of Ødegaard and Arteta on a training ground, and Ødegaard had a look on his face like, what is it now, Arteta? What do you want now? Oh God. What do you want now? What are you trying to tell me now? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, let's go on to the last segment. It's in regards to this person here. You'll probably notice that I've changed that because usually I've got Mikel Arteta. And I said last year, I will look to change it or maybe I won't. I thought, no, let's change it. It does take a lot of work. Actually, it doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes a little bit of time to kind of get everything right. But we've got Lacazette. He's missing his bottom half. He's missing his bottom half. But let me know how you feel about literally having a different face featured for every live show. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Alex says refreshing the page, making sure that they delivered. They still haven't delivered yet. All right. And if you're asking a question about what is this A is it's not A for Alex. It's A for Amsterdam. And because I work with children, sometimes I've worn this on trips and they say, "Oh, Mr. Alex, is that Captain America?" I said, no, it's not Captain America. It says there, Amsterdam. Anyway, So Alexandre Lacazette, oh my goodness, has appeared to upset a lot of people, especially in the fan base, and goodness, Lacazette. I coined a title, and the title on this particular new segment says, "Players come and players go." I repeat, players come and players go. Arsenal striker Lacazette has upset Arsenal fans across social media by claiming he misses playing in the Champions League and is in talks with plenty of other sides. What's wrong with that? We haven't been in the Champions League for how many years? So he's right. He's right. I'm in discussions with a lot of clubs, Lacazette told Canal Plus, who has been heavily linked with a return to Lyon, who Arsenal signed the forward back in 2017. I have never cut contact with Lyon since I left, said the 29-year-old. Adding, I try to return to the club once or twice a year to see the medical staff because we are really close. Lyon know that I am free. They have come with a proposal. I want to play in Europe. It's been a long time since I played in the Champions League. I'm missing it. It's a little more complicated. Nothing is impossible in life, but it's a little bit more complicated. And I was thinking, right, well, what he's saying there, he's right. Arsenal haven't been in the Champions League for goodness knows how long. We were in the Europa League. We were in the final 2019. We fluffed our lines. And I'm thinking he's right. And I blame Arsenal because Arsenal weren't coming out with any kind of news in regards to Alexandre Lacazette. As much as a lot of you might be upset or maybe not, we're going to go into the poll a little bit later on. I blame the club. Eddie Nketiah, down to the remnants of his last contract. Alexandre Lacazette also down to the last month or two of his contract. The club allowed this to happen. They should have come out and said, either way, or we're gonna let Lacazette go, or we are in negotiations. We're very, very close. But no, they left it to the player to actually come out and say something. So I don't blame him. This is modern day football. It's modern day football. And again, I blame Arsenal. Take control of the situation. Don't leave it to the player. But it's either they were going to say something, or the player had to say something, and he had to come out and say something. He's a free agent at the end of the season, so that's another player we're going to miss out on any kind of maybe money. I know euros we probably would have made for him. So I blame the club, not Alexandre Lacazette, because he's right. Selfish as it might sound, he wants to play in Europe. And I did ask a question. I thought, well, actually, and the question was, would we have heard this interview if Arsenal had secured, they were far beyond the following pack? I think he's probably seen we lost against Crystal Palace, we lost against Brighton, we lost against Southampton. He's thinking, oh, we'll forget about this. I'm out, man. And age 29, 30. He's thinking, the next move I make is going to be my last big payday. The guy wants to play in Champions League / Europa League action. Arsenal are not there. Don't blame the player. Blame the club. Blame the club. And it goes back to how, insufficient we have been doing our dealings. An elite club, Arsenal, are we an elite club? Well, we haven't been signing elite players. And the way we go about our business hasn't been like elite. And it goes further back to the recruitment. What kind of players are you looking to recruit? Flip-floppers, players are going to run for the hills when it gets a little bit too tough. Oh my goodness, we're down to 10 men. Oh, oh my goodness, it's raining. Oh, don't fancy it. I don't fancy it. Blame the club. Do not blame Lacazette. As selfish as it might sound, this is at the fault of the club. Conduct your business in an elite manner. I don't blame Lacazette. I don't blame him. He's 29/30. And you're also probably thinking, well, he's the captain. He's the captain. Yeah, he's the captain, all right. It shows the lack of ambition, the lack of elitism, the lack of professionalism that Arsenal have. If it wasn't going to be the club, it had to be the player. And actually, the player took the ball by the horns and said, you know what? I have something to say. I have something to say. And what is it? I miss Champions League football. I'm in regular communication with my former club, Lyon. Always have been because we're very close. But I miss Champions League football. Can't blame Lacazette. Blame the club. He says, refreshing the page again. Have they delivered? They still haven't delivered. Anyway, so these have been the new segments currently running on Cannon 4 TV on this Tuesday evening show. Yeah, it's not. Is it a rant? It's kind of a rant because I'm thinking, age 29, haven't played in the Champions League for Arsenal. We fluffed our lines in 2019 when Unai Emery took us to the Europa League final against Chelsea. Oh, against Chelsea tomorrow. The guy is right. He's right. You can take the emotion out of it, but he is right. Arsenal haven't been in the Champions League. You could probably say, but they've scored the goals. Lacazette has not scored more than 15 goals for Arsenal any season. The stats are there. So don't blame him about the lack of goals. Aubameyang couldn't do it all on his own. He couldn't get us into the Champions League. No one striker, no one player can elevate us to that position there. It takes a team. It's a teamwork that makes the dream work. So don't blame Lacazette. The guy's selfish, yes. He's 29/30. He's thinking about his career. His career is not my career. His career is not your career. It's his career to control. Dearie me. Anyway, a little bit of ranting there. So what I'm going to do, let me look at the poll that we've done, we did today, actually, in actual fact, and it is in regards to Alexandre Lacazette. Now, Alexandre Lacazette's interview, are you upset with him? Are you upset with Alexandre Lacazette because he did the interview? So we've got 391 votes. Guys, thank you so very much for that. 391. I could buy a pint with that. 6 comments and 13 likes. So these are the numbers. The Lacazette interview, are you upset with him? 37% said, yeah, we're upset with Lacazette. And 63 said, no, we're not upset with Lacazette. And I'm on a 63%. I'm not upset with him. The guy, it's his career. His career. Players come and players go. Sorry, players come and players go. It's as simple as that. Alrighty. Now let's look into the live chat and see who has joined us on this. Again, they still haven't delivered. They still haven't delivered. Between 4:30 and 6:30 p.m., they're having a bubble bath. Shakes. All right. So we've got our headline moderator for the evening show, Ashley D. Good evening, Ashley D. I hope you're well. He says, hey up, Ashley. Ashley Collins says, hello, Alex. I sent the video to you as per Ralph's request for the contest. Well done. Thanks for that. Thank you all. Much kindly. Hey up, Colin and DWTT, our second moderator for the rant. Sorry, not the rant, the show. Sorry. Gary says, hello, Alex, Colin and Ashley, and hello to you as well. Arteta is every bit of our issue at this point. There is a way too many examples of reasons to list at this point. I like the squad for the most part. We need a proper manager. The thing is, you know, Colin, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, Arsenal are chronic. They're chronic. They've got so many issues. There's so many aspects about Arsenal that needs fixing. And all the issues are chronic. Chronic. I think, it's about the way we do the recruitment, the tactics, the players' mentality, this, that, and the other. Chronic. I mean, they played against Southampton, and for me, I can't remember for the longest time, they literally look like a bunch of individuals. Chronic. Ah, my goodness. I just hope it gets better. Is it going to get any better? He says, refreshing the page again. Have they delivered? No, they still haven't delivered. He might be right, but he's doing reports about leaving for Champions League. Meanwhile, he's lacking the scoring that is hindering his current team for fight of top four. But Gary, he's not scored more than 14, 15 goals in a season. I mean, how many goals has he scored this season? He's not been a prolific goal scorer, well, at least for Arsenal anyway. So that issue has always been there. I mean, he scored, I think he's got a good goal scoring record against the top four. But that's not the issue. The issue is the January transfer window. The issue is the tactics. The issue is the mentality of the players. Those are the issues there. You can't pin everything on one player just because he's got the captain's armband. And I said from the morning show, Arsenal, I remember, I said, you know what? Okay, now that Obama has left, they don't have to rush to give the armband to the next person, the next victim. But they're taking too long. They took too long. Too long. So that is not the issue. The chronic. The issues are so chronic. There's just so many to mention. God damn. Not the goals. Not the goals. What about all the other players? What's happened to Saka? His goals are dried up. Who scored the goals in the last 3 games? Odegaard. We need more. And we said that, didn't we? We said, oh, well, now we've got a greater pool of players, chipping in. It's just dried up. Dried up. And I think it's quite easy for Lacazette to be the fall guy because we're frustrated. I understand. Am I frustrated? I wouldn't say I'm frustrated because I said there was always going to be eighth place finish. And I'm sticking to that. I'm not a flip-flopper, Lacazette. Not flip-flopping. But you can't blame his goal tally because he's never been a prolific goal scorer. Arsenal should have bought 2 strikers. Maximum 2 strikers on the January transfer window. What is that down to? What is that? Or who is that down to? Should have brought a defensive midfielder. What is that down to? Who is that down to? Should have brought a backup, left back or right back in a January transfer window. But no. We're not gonna waste our money because we couldn't get Vlahovic. Vlahovic was the be-all and end-all for us. You've got to have a plan B, a plan C, a plan Z. Much like the tactics, Mr. Lacazette, you don't have a plan B or plan C or plan Z. Should have beefed up the squad. The woulda, coulda, shoulda, they don't count for squad diddly. Where are we? 6th place. Going nowhere fast. Actually, we're going in the wrong direction, or maybe in the right direction, depending on how you're looking at it. It's just not good enough. Arsenal, chronic. The problems of Arsenal are chronic. So many to mention. I mean, maybe I need to send Arsenal to my local GP, my local general practitioner. Maybe he or she can actually sort out the problems. Oh my goodness. I forgot they've employed someone to try and change the culture at Arsenal. After Arsenal have employed someone to change the culture at Arsenal. You don't need to employ anyone. You can speak to the fan base. There's like what's it? This I can't remember what they're called. There's a fan forum. Speak to the fan forum. They will give an idea about what culture should be at Arsenal. I could tell them, but they won't come to me. LTL, Richard Godfather could tell them, but they won't go to LTL. So you don't have to employ anyone. I mean, the fan base is made up of, men, women, and children, black, white, red, green, all different kind of colors, professional and professional, working, non-working, young or old. You're telling me you can't find someone in the fan base or people in the fan base who can tell you what kind of culture would you like to see at Arsenal? Chronic problems, man, not getting any better. So, Lacazette is just a small cog in a massive wheel at Arsenal. Elite club? My club is not elite because they've done their business like in elite fashion. The recruitment, elite. It's a mess. That's what it is. Chronic problems. God, dearie me. And there's old Lacazette literally bearing the brunt of the fan base. I don't blame Lacazette. I don't blame him. Blame the club. Blame the club. So were you okay when 34 was talking about Roma, another leader of the squad wanting out? Do you know how I feel? I'm not sure if you asked me that question, Gary, but you know how I feel about a certain. Well, I can't do that. That's what. No, 34. It's modern day footballers. We have our social platform. They have their social platform. They use the platform to promote, content and merchandise like we do over here. So they use it as a secondary or maybe a third, sort of income. But no doubt they get their message across. It's modern day football. If I own a club, I would say actually a blanket ban. You know what? You can't use your social media to talk about how life is terrible at Arsenal. We sanction interviews. And who knows, maybe this interview was sanctioned by Arsenal. But we don't know that, do we? But if it wasn't going to be Arsenal to come out and say, okay, we've come to an impasse with Lacazette as well as Edin Nketiah, and we have decided that we're going to let him go at the end of the season. Did they come out and say that? No, they didn't. All the stuff about, he's been playing like he wants to stay. So if it wasn't going to be Arsenal, I'm sure it had to be the player. And it was the player. Modern day football. That's what it requires. Transparency, sometimes we don't like to hear the truth. And Lacazette is right. He is right. Champions League, he's missing Champions League. Arsenal do not have the ambition. Roman Abramovich, if he had been the owner of Arsenal, I doubt very much Mikel Arteta would have lasted long. Because he would have demanded, as much as he's probably using money which had a dubious background. Yeah, I'm using this money which is quite dubious, but buy those players with the dubious money. Ambition. The players have more ambition than the club. So who's going to follow suit now? Is it going to be now the younger players come next season? Or maybe, who knows? In a summer transfer window, we might hear actually there could be an excess of maybe some of the younger players saying, actually, what Lacazette said there, I completely agree, but I'm just glad that he said it first. I completely agree with Lacazette, but I'm glad he said it first. He's out through the door first and I'll follow him soon. Who knows? Who knows? Blame the club, not Lacazette. And they still haven't delivered. They still haven't delivered my parcel. An unspoken part of Lacaz's statement, he knows he will never get Champions League with Arteta as the manager of if Arsenal can't get it when there are only 2 Champions League in the EPL. He could probably see, nobody knows the future, but you can prepare yourself for the future. Do all the things possible to plan for the future. Arteta and the board, and Edu, they did not do that. They didn't plan thinking, well, there's a possibility that, one of our players might get injured. We've seen what happens to Tierney. Oh, let's go in the market and buy a backup left back. What's happened? Lightning has struck twice in the same place. Tierney's out injured. We've got Nuno Tavares. Now you won't even play him. You won't even play him. Thomas Partey, the linchpin, injured, possibly out for the rest of the season. But we didn't go into the market to buy a backup defensive midfielder. And now you won't even play Mohamed El Neni, who's another player who's out at the end of the season, probably leaving on a free. Chronic problems at Arsenal. Arsenal still want Laka and Ketia at the club, and both are talking about leaving. Why does Arteta put trust in players who want out? Then Pepe gets none of the trust. And I said that as well. I was thinking, rather than playing a player who has turned down 3 contracts, play a player who's complained. He's also complained to the media. But we're not at a point where we're going to offer Pepe a contract extension. But play him rather than a player who's turned down 3 contract offers. I just don't understand it. Don't understand it. On my way to Anfield tonight, really looking forward to the game. Good evening, Carl. I hope you're well. Well, you must be, because you beat Man City, the semi-final of the FA Cup, so you must be quite happy. Good to see you back in the live chats. Laka won't get 10 goals this season, Alex. No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. The goals are not an issue with Lacazette. The guy wants out, and that is it. But you can't literally use him as a scapegoat. Again, social media has gone to meltdown because, oh my, he did the interview and the captain's coming. Oh my goodness, at this time, oh my goodness. Don't use him as a scapegoat. You've got to blame the club, because the club, I think it would have been for us more palatable if the club had said, right, Lacazette is not going to be staying with Arsenal. He's going at the end of the season. Or we are in negotiations with Lacazette. But they didn't take the ball by the horns. The player had to take the situation into his own hands. But I know he's not going to get 10 goals this season. He's contributing to the current form along with the other teammates, and he's the leader. The captain's armband, the situation. Mustafi was offered a new contract. He turned it down. Was a red flag. Oh, dear me. Heavens to Murgatroyd, man. Yes, and that's just a poor decision. Chronic, many of the items you listed are down to the manager. How much say does he really have in the recruitment, Gary? How much say does he really have? Or is it just him and Edu just playing Scrabble in a corner of the room? How much say does he have? I don't want us to get into a situation where we've got the likes of an Arsene Wenger having so many fingers in so many pies. Again, I don't want to see that situation again. It's got to be accountability, for one thing for sure. A coming together of a group of people to say, you know what, we've identified these problem areas, and these are the players that we would like to buy. I don't want it to be just one person or 2 people. A group of people have to come together to sanction the selling and buying of players, not one person. But yeah, you're saying it's the manager, down to the manager. Okay. Well, never scores, Laka can go. A red card, Shaka can go. Always injured, Tierney can go. Can't hit a barn door when I shoot. No, I don't call him that, Ashley. I call him Thomas. I can header, but I can't shoot. The party. He can header the goals, but he can't shoot. Loves to hit the top bar. Get the king go. Oh, dearie me. Well, the Crankies now have a consulting firm. It was said about it. It just makes me laugh. They got a consulting firm. You don't have to pay any money if you spoke to the fan forum. I'm sure there's a few of us in there. Men, women, and children can actually give an idea as to how and what Arsenal need to do going forward. But what it is, it's jobs for the boys. That's what it is. More non-football heads sticking their collective hands in the punny pot while Arteta waffles basketball comparisons to us. He says, refreshing the page. Have they delivered? They still haven't delivered. What's happened to these people? Anyway, if Laka scores 10 goals, 5 less than his average, the results will be better. Not picking on just him, but we are discussing him. No, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, it's your opinion. I'm just saying you can't use his goal. I mean, we've known that for how many years? Since 2017, that he's not the ultimate goal scoring machine. That's not the part of his game, is it? He's not the best. You know, he's not going to give you constantly 20 odd goals a season. Saka and Smith have 9 goals each, more than the 3 strikers on the team. And you talk about their results is weak. They are performing well for the experience they have. Oh, absolutely. But the last 3 games, the goals have dried up. It's been Martin Ødegaard who scored that goal, and it's just by a massive deflection. But we're still demanding goals from the collective, not the ones and the twos, the collective. It's always been about the collective. And that's one thing I didn't like. As much as he scored many goals for us, Aubameyang, I was thinking, no, the other players have got to chip in. They've got to chip in. But I just find it very, very strange. Straight after the international break, Gary, that they've gone off the boil. There's no intensity. The players look lost. I'm thinking something has gone on behind the scenes. And maybe this is what it is all along. That Lacazette probably whispered to the lads, you know, guys, actually, I'm out, man. I'm out. And you imagine you've got your captain wearing the armband, is saying, you know what, lads, I'm out, man. I don't see any way that, you know, I'm going to get Champions League football or European football anytime soon with Arsenal FC. So, lads, I'm out. And maybe the players became deflated. I don't know, but something is up. 3 defeats on the bounce. And it's not that. The defeats are defeats, but you want the players to be showing some fight, intensity, and there's been none of that. None of that. A bunch of individuals coming together, and it just happened just to turn up, and they're wearing the red and white, or the yellow, or the pink, or the black, or whatever the color of the kit is. They're coming together, and they look like they've just turned up. A bunch of individuals. Alex, this is a total system failure, and everyone has contributed. But we are talking about Laka, aren't we? Yes, we are. But you've got to look at the bigger picture, Gary. There's a reason why I said it's going to be 8th place. It's going to be 8th place for Arsenal this season again. It's not down to Lacazette. Yeah, we are talking about him, Lacazette, but he's only the small cog in the massive misfiring machinery that is Arsenal FC. So don't use him as a fall guy for the situation at Arsenal. If Arsenal had done the business in the January transfer window, we probably would have been in a better situation. That Tierney, okay, injured, played Nuno Tavares. You bought him for that reason. Buy a defensive midfielder. Thomas Partey's out. Okay, we've got the guy that we brought. He's playing now. But we didn't. So it's laid bare the decision that we made in the January transfer window. The characteristic of the players is in question. But I'm not using Lacazette as a fall guy. No, absolutely not. The Assemble says, have you heard of the company that is being employed to find Arsenal culture? A word of Wenger, Graham, and Dean would help, but they will more than likely be overlooked. Too obvious, really. And that's what I said. They really have to go out and employ this firm to, you know, change the culture of Arsenal. No, they didn't. It's jobs. It's just jobs for the boys. Only jobs for the boys. That's all it is. And they still haven't delivered my parcel. Drat. ESR has been ruined by Arteta after he's been pulled after each of his last 2 goals, followed by a benching, and then he got COVID. I told you guys about Elsa Fro back then. Now look at the timeline. Good evening, Darren. Darren says, who does Lacazette think he is? Playing for a Champions League team with his form and style of play. Get rid in the summer. He has flopped since arriving. Gone. KC have been with the team for over 10 years, 15, 16 years now. and don't know the culture. Arteta and Edu play for Arsenal and don't seem to know the culture. No, they don't know the culture. They need somebody else externally to tell them what is the culture at Arsenal. Don't know what the culture is. What is it at Arsenal? I said, man, if you don't know, you need to ask somebody. And you're employing and you're asking the wrong people. Why not ask again the fan forum? Lots of people, experienced, dynamic young people, experienced business owners form part of the fan base. Ask them. For me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Want out from what? Oh, he wants out. He doesn't. He wants a Champions League football. Have you not heard? Lacazette says he wants Champions League football, and he's in regular contact, communication with Leon. They know him. It's complex, but in life, nothing is impossible. So nobody rate the coach. Simple as. Also, if the Kroenkes wanted the best for the club, they would never have taken Arteta on. No manager experience speaks volumes about the ownership. We are going nowhere until change. Lacazette throw Arsenal under the bus. Come to you seems like a joke. Eddie have a lot of options to do what to do what. He's leaving, man. He's leaving. Lacazette, right? But him a part of the problem. Well, like I said, he's culpable also. But don't say literally that he's a major problem. He's the only problem. Arsenal, chronic, man. There's so many chronic issues at Arsenal. Chronic. Oops. Laka wants Champions League, but doesn't want to score us goals to get there. But actually, he's never going to score more than 15 goals for Arsenal, much less 10. And we've known that, not just like now. Oh my goodness, he's done the interview. Oh, he's not going to score goals for us. We've known that. That's no secret. There's no secret. Arteta management is poor, simple. The players they don't rate him. Well, I did ask the question: have the players down tools? Have they down tools? Have they down tools? Lacazette. You can ask the question, man. Maybe tell me after. Tell me after we've gone live, man. Off live. Have the players down tools? They still haven't delivered. Can't believe this my club, a big club with small mentality. This is a joke, and that's what I said. I want to promote the video, but I can't because it's from another platform, and the person who did this video, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the guy hit the nail on the head on so many points. If you're saying the club is an elite club and the players are not elite, get them out of the club. Get them out of the club because this is an elite club. I'm thinking, well, then maybe Arsenal is not an elite club. They still haven't delivered. Fazzola says that Lacazette must be joking. Well, that's not his fault, if not for Arsenal that made fools of themselves. Lacazette shouldn't be playing for my dear club, a striker with less than 10 goals a season. But Fazzola, we've known that his goal tallies haven't been great. Since he arrived at the shores of Arsenal, 2017, he's never been a prolific goal scorer. Maybe it's more exposed now because he doesn't have his pal, Aubameyang. But again, we didn't buy a striker or two in the January transfer window. It is that Laka doesn't want to score goals, or is it we will watch him bag goals somewhere else, like Auba? That's a good point, actually. If the latter happens, there is a common denominator, and his name is Arteta. For me, not enough talk about Edu's role at the club. The fans should be looking at him, as in my opinion, he's done nothing, and we are paying him. And I said that, there's so many issues, chronic problems at Arsenal. Don't only lay the blame at Lacazette's door. Edu, the board, Arteta, the Kroenkes are culpable as well. But nothing's going to change until Stan Kroenke is out of the club. I'm going to repeat it again. If we had a Roman Abramovich as the owner of Arsenal, I mean, you'd be seeing new managers, week in, week out. Arteta wouldn't have lasted because for all his faults at Chelsea, using dubious money, he would have demanded success. Instant success? But yeah, you're right. Yeah, we could talk about anyone. Vinay Van Kessem, Richard Garlick. Where is he? Where is he? Richard Garlick. Dearie me. He's on jet skis and slips on. I mean, what more should he do? This shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. Yeah. The backup players Arsenal need are on loan, sold, or left on a free transfer. You couldn't make it up. No backup plan. There's no plan. There's only one plan. What is the plan? The plan is that, trust the process. Believe in the process. What's your prediction for the Chelsea versus Arsenal game tomorrow? Carl, I said 3-1 to Chelsea. 3-1. I can't see any which way but loose that Arsenal are going to win. It's not going to happen. 3-1. Further compounding the pressure, not only on the players, I think maybe only on the players, because I think Arteta, no matter what happens this season, even if Arsenal were to end up in 10th place, Arteta ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Okay? So just accept it. 3-1 to Chelsea. Whilst playing for the club, both Edu and Arteta, they were big players for the club, but they weren't big players for the club. Edu was an invincible sub, and Arteta got the armband clueless. He says, refreshing the page, and they still have not delivered. What is these people doing, man? I want my parcel. I need my parcel, man. It's an important parcel. No one is saying Lacazette is only the problem. Alex, no one, not me. He's talking to a reporter. Is the problem Arsenal have created? Lacazette should know better. No, I disagree, Gary. Lacazette is a modern day footballer. A modern day footballer. So unless you have a clause in its contract where it says only the club can ratify an interview, only the club can ratify you going to your social media and talking about how life is so terrible at Arsenal, you've got to blame the club. The guy is selfish, yes. I don't blame him. Age 29/30. I don't blame him. He wants out. He wants to play in the Champions League. He wants to go back to his favoured Lyon because he's always in communication with Lyon. They're so close. So he should know better. The club should know better. The club should know better. Liverpool all day. Carl 3-1. Jota on a brace. Colin, I really hope so. Only football minds at the top of the organisation are Edu and Arteta. Let that let that sink in. It's crazy to think Klopp is the longest running current Premier. Yeah, man. Yeah. The backup plan is we won't get lower than 8th. Alex, please get me Patrick Vieira, please. Nah, I don't want him at Arsenal, man. Don't want him at Arsenal. It's a perception, Alex. He doesn't look good. It doesn't look good to me. If that was a player talking with Arsenal, would you be okay with it? I doubt it. No lie. No. Perception. The optics, as the Americans say, the optics don't look good. If a player wants to talk to an outlet, they can do it. Pepe did it as well, didn't he? As well, but he didn't get any. He didn't receive any heat. Lacazette is receiving it because it's towards the end of the season and he's wearing the captain's armband. So, like I said, look at the recruitment. What kind of players are you recruiting? Players who are gonna just keep stum, just back in the 90s. And I couldn't stand Fergie, but he controlled the players with an iron fist. But that was back then. This is modern day football, Gary. They can go off and talk to whoever they want to talk to. They can go on their social media accounts and talk about whatever they want to. It's modern day football. Modern day football. Like I said before, go and get the Villarreal manager. Oi, behave yourself. Modern day football, they can't be trusted. Simple. Seriously, when Arsenal refused to add more new signings January, I know we have taken a bad decision that is haunting us now. So you are okay with a player talking about leaving their club and coming to Arsenal in the middle of... You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I do transfer news literally every single day, Gary. Every single day. I feature this player, I feature one player, over and over again. And in the video, you say to me, actually, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But whether, I like it or not, there's nothing I can do about it because it's modern day football. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So whether it's a player talking about, or, disrespecting the club, or actually just coming and saying, literally, I want to play Champions League, you just have to accept it. There's nothing you can do. It's modern day football, Gary. Modern day football. That's your question. I agree with you, Gary. I agree. Yeah. Lacazette is the only striker who's being given a task that doesn't include scoring goals. He's doing what Arteta wants him to do. Let us sink in. Yeah, that's another facet, isn't it? He says, refreshing the page, and they still haven't delivered my parcel. By the way, the A isn't, it's not to do with my name. It's just, it says Amsterdam. And my name is not Amsterdam. Dearie me, man. Do you know what? Let's take a pause for the cause. And I'm going to talk about just a couple of bits and pieces, some other news. This coming Saturday, we are going to be at the Stephen Lawrence Day, Saturday, 23rd of April, Archbishop's Park, Carlisle Lane, London South East 1. It's a wonderful cause that we have given our wholehearted support to, organised by Kickoff at 3. I have spoken to one of the organisers, Michael. These guys, they do a wonderful job, man. They do it voluntarily, so they don't receive any income at all. But if you are not short on change and you would love to support this cause, help them buy resources, whether it's kits or I don't know. I've left the link in the description box, so if you want to contact them, you can do directly. You don't have to come to me. The link for their website as well as their Twitter handle. Kickoff at 3. We are going to be there live, filming live and direct. And we're also going to be watching some football matches as well as eating and drinking and maybe interviewing some people. I have seen some celebrities. Yeah, I'm serious with some celebrities and some ex-professional footballers who are also going to be there. So if you've got a spare few hours to spare, or you've got a few hours to spare, come down, say hello. Who knows? You might feature live on Cannon Fodder TV. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Yeah. Don't look at me like that, Lacazette, man. You see, you created all these problems, didn't you? Dear me, man. I don't blame Lacazette, man. Don't blame Lacazette. Don't blame him, Gary. Don't blame him. And the second bit of news I want to talk about, if you're thinking about, giving up work, or you're kind of fed up with your job, you think about, hey, I don't know how I'm going to pay for the bills, man. Passive income is the way. Leveraging money to make money, passive income. You're sleeping, you're still making money. And it's not in a traditional way where you're working for the money. Nah, no. You're using money to make money whilst you're sleeping, whilst you're on the beach, or whilst you're doing something when you're not working. That's passive income. So if you are interested in this opportunity, send me an email, like it says at the bottom, arsenalrepublic1@gmail.com. Yeah, that's right. I said it, man. I think we're going to look at the poll before we wrap up this evening show here. And the poll. Let's have a look. It was in regards to Alexandre Lacazette. The Lacazette interview. Are you upset with him? I'm not upset with him. I'm not. I blame the club. 414 votes, 7 comments, and 14 likes. The numbers have fallen as so. Make it so. Jean-Luc Picard. Are you upset with Lacazette and the interview? 36% say yes, we is very upset with Lacazette. And 64 says, no, we're not upset. I'm on the 64%. I'm with them. Sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Just saying like it is. Just like it is. Right. I believe we have come to an end on this. Oh, sorry. I've just got a few more. There's a few more comments here. Yeah, sorry. So Gary says, Alex, I took your package. You're not giving it back until you agree with me. Well, then you can keep the package. We're going to agree to disagree, Gary. So we are nothing more than a marketing cash cow with a logo head. The opposed child. And this is the state of our beloved Arsenal Football Club. Chronic. What you mean? Who are the celebrities? Well, Judith Jacobs. You know Judith Jacobs? There's an ex-Chelsea football player is going to be there as well. And other people who, again, I just thought, oh my goodness, that person's going to be there as well. Yeah, there are quite a few celebrities who are going to be there on Saturday. Stephen Lawrence Day, Bishop's Park. Yeah, make sure you're there between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. So I don't know if you live in the UK on a donkey, come along, come and say hello, and we'll get you on a platform interviewing you. Raymond Arteta is arrogant enough to say the players are doing what he wants. Who is responsible for the entire game plan if he is telling everyone that Alex? Got to blame Arteta, innit? If these are his tactics, I just thought it was quite telling to see. I think which game was it? And I saw Emerson Rowe doing that. So Arteta's like, where do you want me to go? I was thinking, for as humble and quite, how can I describe it, Smith Rowe? A sensible boy. For him to be doing that to Lacazette, something's up, man. Well, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? I was thinking, oh my goodness, man. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. It says, refreshing the page, and they still haven't delivered my parcel. Now it's saying between 7 and 8 p.m. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Be excited. Sorry, you say, okay, yeah. But like I said, we are going to be going live. I'm not going to say we're going to be going live for the duration because that's going to be like maybe 4 hours worth. So we're not going to be going live for the duration, maybe for half an hour, maybe an hour, depending who we can interview live and direct on Canon 4 TV. But yeah. Bishop, Alex, Ashley, Colin, and the assembled on a donkey. Have a good day. And same to you as well. We's also out as well. And leave it with Colin, who says, schedule on free kicks. That was seen last. We're out. We're finishing this one. All right, people. Thank you for joining me. Remember, there are no more morning shows. I'm back on my work placement tomorrow. But I will be doing maybe an early afternoon show as well as an evening show leading up to the game tomorrow. Remember, we're playing against Chelsea away from home. 3-1. 3-1 to Chelsea. That's my prediction. 3-1. I said it. That's right. I said it. Go and tell your mum and your dad that Alex said it on Canon 4 TV. I said it. All right. All right. We're done. We're finished. Have a wonderful evening. Try and have a wonderful evening because I know I am. I'm going to until I wait for this parcel to arrive. Between 7 and 9, these people are having a laugh. Between 7 and 9 p.m., I'm going to deliver my parcel. Might just turn to Captain America. All right, people, we are done. I know there's some more comments. Good show, Alex. You will say Arteta. No, I won't. No, I won't. Enjoy the remnants of your day, your evening, or your afternoon, or your night. And until then, I shall see you tomorrow for another afternoon show on our channel. Our channel. Canon Fodder. The channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.